Hello everyone, and welcome back to Spearman Studios, where I talk about films, television, music, whatever. This review, I am not using the green screen for, because this film does not deserve green screen, does not deserve a background. It does not deserve the time and effort I put into editing the film, editing my videos, because the editing in this film is not even editing. The film I am talking about today is Max Steel. This movie does not deserve anything special. I'm not even going to put its movie poster on this. It's just going to be flat out this the entire time, because this film obviously does not deserve it. This is a film that's based off of action figures. When have we seen movies that have been based off of action figures actually be good? Never, right? So it stands to show that none of these would ever work in real life. And Max Steel further proves this. Let's start with story, alright? The story goes is that Max Steel, or just Max for short, is now starting to feel like he can control electronics. You know, he has all this weird shit that's happening. And the problem with this part, already out of the gate, is that the actor of this movie is bland. He gives no emotion. He gives nothing to his performance. Nothing. You know, if you were to see freaky shit happening around you, wouldn't you freak out? I mean, seriously, wouldn't you freak the fuck out? Like, if I could control the camera right now and just make it flip, wouldn't you guys freak out? I think I would. But obviously the actor of this film and the character writing of this character doesn't even take that into account and just leaves it on the cutting room floor. It's shitty stuff like this that I hate about modern movies, is that they don't take the time to write their main character well. Let's continue on. So the further we go on, we further meet the love interest, and it's the most generic thing I've ever seen. If you've seen pretty much any chick flick, the only way that these two lovers get together is by bumping into each other. Just bumping into each other. That's it. It's love at first sight. It's the most cliched, overused plotline in any film of all time. It is the most. And I hate it. I hate it with a passion. Hate it. So, screw it. Screw this movie already. Halfway through this film, we finally get to meet this character named Steel, who's this robot fucker who just keeps following Max throughout the entire film. And they try to make him funny, but none of his lines are ever funny. They're used in the most inopportune times, and doesn't even make a lick of sense half the time. And this is a character that infuriates me. This is the most infuriating character of the entire film. Max is the second, but Steel is the first, because the only reason that he couldn't relay some of this information about Max's past, about Steel's past, is because, of course, his memory is gone. His memory. He can't remember shit in this film. And it's only until the end of the film that he finally figures out everything. Everyone remembers everything at the end of the film, and we finally get to listen to what the circumstances were that Steel and Max were created, and it's all a bunch of technobabble that is only used in this film that scientists nowadays would probably find that appalling. It is the worst resolution for a character I've ever seen. Now let's talk about the villain. The villain is played by Andy Garcia, and as soon as you see him walk through a door, you automatically know that he's the villain. Why? Because villains usually tend to be nice and sweet towards the beginning of a film, and then they end up getting their own suit at the end, and they fucking piss everyone off. It's a standard villain. It's a standard villain that is worse than anything. It's a cookie cutter superhero film that gives nothing to its characters, that gives nothing to the writing or the editing. The editing itself is shit. The editing itself is shit. I hate it. I hate the editing of this film. And the final nail in the coffin, alright? This is literally how they kill the villain. Alright? This is how they literally kill the villain of the entire film. They do this, alright? So, the villain of the film is power hungry, right? He wants all this energy. He likes energy. It's like his Big Mac from McDonald's. It's energy. Max realizes, oh, you know what we should do? We should just let him eat all of my goddamn energy so that he can explode. Because obviously that's what fat people do with energy, is that the more they eat, the more they'll explode. It's the most cliched. Again, this whole entire film is a cliched, overused mess. It is the worst way to kill a villain in a film. You look at a film like the Spider-Man 2. The villain death in that one was memorable because the villain actually stood up and said, hey, I'm going to help save society, and he ends up killing himself. And that's a memorable death for a superhero film. This film doesn't understand that. And the suit itself reminds me of those officers from the Hunger Games, only without, like, flashing lights, without the color blue. If you took out the blue out of this suit, you would have those security guards from the Hunger Games. I swear to God. This is... Honestly, at the end of the day, I don't recommend this film. I will never recommend this film. Not even the people who really should be punished. No, this film is not worth buying a ticket to. This is a film that I loathe. This is a film that is easily going to be on my top worst list. It might even be contended for the #1 spot. This is a film that I will never recommend. It's an insult to people who know stories, who know how to tell stories. This is an insult to film students. This is an insult to superhero lovers. This is an insult to anyone. I highly recommend, instead going to this film, go watch The Accountant. That's a far better film, even though it has plot holes and it has some character issues. It's still a better movie than that piece of shit. Seriously, just go out and go see The Accountant. Don't go see Max Steel. I'm giving Max Steel a 0 out of 10 and an easy worst of the year. This is the worst movie I've ever seen this year, possibly ever. Don't go see this movie. If you liked my review, please like and subscribe. And as always, I'll see you at the theaters next time. Peace.